Hey there, slot car adventurers. Welcome back. This week we're going to get super crafty and get started on our Crocodile Swamp feature. But before we can get cracking, we've got to cut out our bases using the 6mm MDF sheeting. Got to get it under the track, trace around the track, create all the different sections, and then we can bring it in here and start getting creative. We've got trees from DG Raceway. He's also sent this awesome new magnetic racing adjustable 6-header light tower through. I've got spray paint, plaster Paris sheeting, some rocks of different textures. I've got some static grass. I've got some Swamp XL grass tufts. They look very swampy. Of course, we've got our crocodiles these are from AliExpress actually. Not too badly priced, probably $20, $30 for the set. I've got these spikes that I've pre-painted for potential flag posts. And then I got all this woodland scenic goodness here. Medium ballast brown, yellow coarse turf, green grass, fine turf, and some grey blend ballast. And then at great expense, oh my God, this was pricey, realistic water. That's going to be interesting. So folks, let's get cracking. Nice sunny day, and I really should be out there in the yard mowing, cleaning up these goddamn palm fronds, cleaning up this area. I've got to install my Hughes garage funky barbecue space, and I've got a green pool. Bloody predator might have been back. Yeah, was that a bird drinking out of the green pool? Anyway, I should be out doing that, but I'm not. I'm in here. I'm doing this. Yes, it's Monday morning and I'm procrastinating. Waste a few hours already, and I think I better clear all this out. Now that we're going to really start hoeing in and getting all the sheets cut out, I need to get rid of all this, put this safely away somewhere, get this out of the way, move everything that doesn't need to be here so we can get all the panels cut and placed. And then we can hook in. Well, I'll concentrate on that corner and we'll hook in and get cracking on this crocodile pond. And oh, I've got this really great big bridge poster to put on the wall. Yes, a giant bridge poster. Fancy that. That's going to go up there halfway in between the little blue marker and that corner. And in this corner, I'm going to get another one of these IKEA display racks and the light, maybe a smaller version of this, or make a customized version of this on an angle, so there's another little display or prep table in the corner here, so that corner will all be lit up. Lovely big bridge poster. It works, trust me, it suits it. You know, you might have thought I was going to get a racing car poster. I was thinking of that, but I had this poster upstairs in the office. It's a giant IKEA poster, huge. And I had a hunch. I thought with the bridge and all this detailed work, that might look good sitting in the background. And as you can see, it does kind of work. So I'm going with that giant bridge poster. What could it mean? And I think that's a perfect thing to put on the wall there. I won't do that now. Right now I'm going to clear this stuff out of the way. We'll mark out some boards, get them cut out, get them in place, and we'll start sprinkly. Well, we'll plan out the pond, and I'm getting ideas on the run here. I'm trying not to forget them because there's some good ideas. Yeah. All right, here we go. All right, I've got one sheet very carefully slid into place underneath this. I'm going to mark it out now with, I think I'll mark this edge. Then I'll take that out, cut out this corner. I don't want to waste any, so I won't mark it there. I'll slide it over further because, yeah, we'll definitely do that. Don't want to waste too much. Just get the pencil line on this. First step, All right, there it is. I shall remove this, take it out, jigsaw it, and then we'll bring it back. Get the other one done. There we go, pretty darn good fit. Not bad at all. I'll cut out more to go here later, but for this project, I might need another piece over there, yeah. I've got this corner in place. That's sitting nicely. I've pretty much got these in one this time, fitting quite well. So there we are, I've pencil marked them. I suppose I better put one more in here. Yeah, that's part of it too. So yeah, I'll have to cut one more out there, and then I'll get painting of all the edges. I'll do the red and white thing again wherever applicable. And then we can start planning the layout of it. I've pencil marked where my frame is, as you can see. And I still haven't decided on a design yet. Yeah, I'm thinking about it, but let's get another board in and cut out for this section so the swamp will come sort of to here, so we need that. All right, here we go. And there we are, 3 sections cut out and installed. They all fit beautifully. I've got a little hole to fill there, but there'll be guardrail there and whatnot. That's not a problem, but that's it. Now, I guess, yeah, that'll do it. I think the swamp's only going to come to about here, so we've just made it. That's good, but look at the nice fit. Fits beautifully. So I now need to paint white on the edges that are against the track. 3 coats to get the same look. I'll tape it up and do the same red effect on the corners only. And then once that's dry, we can start penciling in and working out where things are going to sit. This was the hard part. This is the part I wasn't looking forward to, because I should have done this before building this, but oh well. Yeah. Anyway, not too bad. No breakages yet. I'm going to move this out, take it next door into the garage and paint those edges. Actually, folks, I've just quickly added this extra piece to this side. So I'm going to put some of the DG Raceway gum trees on this side as well. I'm going to install another light tower. That's 2 light towers we're going to fit for this build. And I'm going to do a little bit of elevation work here. Yeah, not quite sure, making it up as I go. Got a hint of an idea. I'll explore it over the coming hours, but that's all my base pieces done for now. That will do just nicely for this project. Now over here, that says inlet. I don't know if I've spelt it correctly, probably not, but see how that's going through there. The idea is it's going to go under the track, and as you'll see on this side, I've written, it's hard to see, inlet. So that's a basic sketch for me, so I know where that's going to be coming in. The water that gets here, I imagine, is coming in from somewhere, not just from above. It's going to be a low-lying pond thing, and it's turning into a scummy kind of swamp, I guess. But it has to be fed from somewhere else, not just rain. It has to be coming in constantly, so that's why I thought I'd do the inlet here. I'll have to build up the banks. Well, actually, what I'm going to do is carve these sections out, believe it or not, and the same over there. So this is 6 mil thick, and we'll put a thin base underneath, glued underneath these 2 sides. That'll give us 6 mil depth to play with. We'll create some banks either side using the plaster, and we'll build up a bit of a shape here. We might sort of create little hills and plant some more of those trees and whatnot. I've got real stones, real rocks to put in place, and I've got that real water effect stuff from, oh God, who's it from? Yeah, the hobby store, let's just say that. Very pricey. My God, I hope it works and looks good. So this will look quite nice. There'll be some more of those gum trees on this corner. Bit of an inlet. And yeah, we're going to create all sorts of contours and elevations in here as well. Got to work out where our pond is actually going to be. We've got to cut it out. Got to work out where the light is sitting. I'll do that next door. Let's do it! Now, last week, if you tuned into those slot car guys on Thursday evening, you would have seen the unboxing. I got a massive package from Dick at DG Raceway, and in there amongst all the goodies was this latest magnetic racing 6-header adjustable light tower. Now, he has filmed an assembly video of this exact unit. He didn't need it for his own layout and thought I could use it, and I most certainly can. Now, he didn't glue it together. It's looking a bit worse for wear, but what he did was very clever, which I wouldn't expect anything less. From Dickie's brilliant. This has not been glued, so I can now disassemble it, paint it inside and out, and then reassemble it. And I'll use his actual video to guide me along. So, very cool. For this build, I've decided this would be a very cool feature right in the middle of the crocodile pond or swamp, or whatever we're going to call it. And I'm still deciding, making it up as I go, but smack bang in the middle of the pond, it'll be perfect for over there in the cage. It'll light that area up. It is quite dark. But my idea is that this, for some reason, has ended up submerged. The base is submerged under the water, and given that it's high voltage electricity, it adds a sense of extra danger to the scene. It's like, I don't know, they've built it, they've installed it, but something went wrong with the foundations and it's sunk, and now all this water is settling there, and now it's a crocodile infested little swamp lagoon. So that's what I'm thinking. Not too sure, like it could always sit just above the water, the height of the water, so you could treat this as a bank. Maybe that's the better way to go, and one of the crocodiles could be sitting on the bank there, and I'll have all these little bushes and whatnot. You'll see what I've got. So I was going to paint this just the usual galvanized silver style, and then really rust it up at the bottom because we've got all that water, and just really grunge it up and sort of heavy rust, heavy weathering down the bottom, and then it's sort of lessening as we go up the tower. I don't think we'll apply any colours, just keep it fairly silver, or even the gunmetal colour paint looks good. Keep it fairly neutral, and the beauty is we'll be able to focus those lights in that area to get just the exact lighting effect. So this is going to be quite a treat. So thanks again to DG Raceway for sending me this. I'm absolutely chuffed. Yes, there's that word. Let's disassemble this. Let's get it painted, and this will be our central piece in this whole build. This is going to be an interesting one. Fingers crossed that it works out. I think it's going to work out. Yeah, don't you? Those gum trees, we'll have them surrounding this, and I've got some little figures coming from Slot Car Wildman over and across the pond. They're little koala bears of various sizes. Well, they're sort of koala bears. Very much like koala bears. They'll get painted like koala bears, but they're not quite koala bears, and you'll see when I reveal those. Now, they may or may not arrive in time for this video, but they'll definitely be the finishing pieces of the puzzle, the cherry on top, you know. So let's just get into it, eh? Okay, once again I've got out the game colour gory red, and I've painted my edges white and red. I just use this masking tape and the width of masking tape next door. I put the next piece of masking tape. Yeah, nothing to it. Nice and easy, waiting for it all to dry now. Didn't want to show you the boring, act of painting it. It's a snore fest, but it's done, drying, and let's get on with the show. Okay, I have begun painting and disassembling the floodlight tower. And thanks to DG Raceway, we've got a kick-ass reassembly video to follow, made it dead easy. The tower part, the shaft itself. Well, first of all, I've painted the wiring shaft, what was it? Bright bronze, so it's a coppery colour. Don't know why, I just feel like this might look really cool, really raw. This is in the middle of a swamp, so rust is a part of the colour scheme, but something about the copper screams out to me. Now the light modules, I've done a combination of hammered copper and gunmetal. I've just painted those, they're looking pretty cool. They'll contrast nicely on the ends of those. I've painted this ring feature for the very top, the bright bronze colour, and as to the little grids that go in front of the light LED sections, this should look quite good. If you see how it contrasts against that, yeah, nice. Let's go outside and have a look at this part. The good old backyard. You get it tidy, and then a couple of days later it's looking bloody terrible again. And look at these goddamn weeds. I've lost count of how many times I've poisoned these things. They're back again. I give up on this crap. I've got better things to do. Yeah, don't worry, I'll get around to fixing it up. So here we are. I've sprayed this with this sort of galvanized silver kind of effect. I pre-painted inside, and then I'm going to grunge up the outside as well with a lot of rust effects, etc. So only one light spray coat, rough, that will do it. Let's go back inside. Right, so I've made another mixture of gunmetal and hammered copper. What I'm doing now is I'm painting these light heads. Thankfully, Dick at DG didn't stick them down, although he did stick one of them down. I got him out. Oh, I don't know if that one's stuck down. So I'm able to just get the paint inside there, get the inner lip, but it's done a remarkable job making a video, but without actually gluing it together. I don't think I could do that. I'd have to be adding glue here and there. Very clever. Anyway, this is coming along. Don't get any on the actual light if you can help it. I suppose you can always... Oh, get out of the way, you. Just get it on the edge there. I think this is going to look really, really good, especially in context with its setting. Crocodiles at the base. Swamp around them. Okay, that's looking pretty good. Oh, I think that's going to contrast nicely against this coppery colour. How's this one? Right, so let's see if he stuck this one down. Nope, didn't. Left it. Excellent. Left it with the sticker backing on. Very good. With all these kits, I tend to do that with all of them, just in case, lights do fail from time to time and you want to replace them. And if you stick them down, they're a bit tricky to get out without doing any damage. They tend to just sit in there nicely. Sometimes they'll come apart, but for the most part they'll stay seated in there. Totally up to you, of course. Oh. Let's get that in there. And no, I am not great at painting stuff, so don't follow any of my leads painting. thumbs and fingers, and there's a lot of cleanup on aisle 6, let's just say, when we're finished. But that's looking terrific. Oh, I missed in there. Get out of the way, you. All right, next, rotate. How'd we go here? Yep, excellent. Oh, how'd you come here? I'm having a bit of trouble. There it is. Come out carefully, don't break it. All right. Now, another little idea I've had is, if this thing's going to be fairly grimy and rusty, you don't have pristine lights out there in the wild. Lights get grimy too, so I'm just dipping my finger in and just, bit of that. Yeah, I know, shocking, isn't it? All right, just dirty them up a bit. They're not going to be perfect. Just, oh, that's gone a bit too far with that one. There we go. And then by the time that is over it, yeah, you're going to see that there's dirt and grime is settled in there. Okay, so they're still shining through, and that'll just help with it. This is the underside. I've dirtied it up now, that copper, and under the corners here. I haven't pulled this totally apart, painted inside. You really can't see it, especially when it's on, but when the camera's down below looking up, that's the underside. That should look pretty cool. So we'll let that dry. I think I'm just about done. It's time to assemble this. That was easy. That was really quick to do. See, Dick at DG Raceway's done all the hard work for me. He's filed things down and... Man, I should get him to pre-do all my kits. This is fantastic. I've done this virtually overnight. Can't believe it. Okay, I'm about to start grunging this thing up a little bit. First of all, just as I did on the inside prior to the spray painting of the outside, I've got another mixture here. Bit of water, bit of gunmetal, bit of chainmail silver. More gunmetal though. And I'm just going to use this brush, which has seen better days. Folks, as Tara King has warned us, don't waste your money on the more expensive ones, because after a few uses, that's what you get. They're supposed to look more like that. It goes from that to that in next to no time. So just buy the cheap ones. You can get the really cheap packs of 30, I believe, packs of 100 on Amazon or eBay. There's no economy, you're not economizing, or there's really no merit to buying the expensive ones. You think you're getting a good product, you're not. But anyway, this is perfect for what I need for this application. So I'm just gonna get a bit of both on the brush, just thin it out a bit, and then just start like so, etc, etc. And you're thinking, oh, it's too much. Yeah, hang on, hold on to your horses. You get little finger, maybe this one, and you just start. Oh, Thumbkin does a better job. You just sort of rub it in. There you go. How's that? That's looking terrific. A bit more on the bottom. I'm doing this one-handed whilst holding the camera. Dab, 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 dab. Now, this is before I start doing rust effects. Bit of that. A bit of that. We don't want it to look superb. It's like the galvanizing is all starting to come apart and turn to crap. And so far, that is looking great. Get a bit on the edges there, the top edge where it would settle. Actually, yeah, get it in there, because all the crap and grunge would settle in there. Get it in there, get your finger in there and poke it. Yeah. I desperately want to swap hands with this thing. So I'll go ahead and do the whole thing, just like that, and then we'll come back and see what the results like. Okay, all set. Now I'm going to start to try and create some rusty effects, and I'm given I've squirted in some bright bronze into what's left of what we just used. I've added some hammered copper, and just for some effect to see what this does, and I can always paint over it orange fire. Whoa. So here's the result of what I just did, finger painting this thing. I think I'm going to try some more finger painting. Isn't it funny, all this technical stuff and we're resorting to finger painting, and yet look at what a great result that is. It's really starting to come up the way I envisage. Again, it's sitting in the middle of a swamp. All the galvanizing is falling off, it's coming apart, peeling off the metal, and you're going to have crocodiles and bush, little, what are those sprouty things, weeds, swamp weeds, and some stones, rocks, maybe some moss, some gooey green sludge, I don't know, whatever I can think of, whatever I can throw at it within means. But let's have a go at this. Once again, Mr. Finger's gonna have a go. Oh, look at that. And I'll just lie that down, and I'm just gonna dab it in there, pokety poke. Guys, doing this with one hand is really freaking difficult. I'm trying to get a different effect than what we've seen before. Not a me too, look what I can do, but that's starting to get there. And it's looking more like crocodile shit than rust, but hey, there's crocodiles, and they've got to go to the toilet somewhere, haven't they? We all have, so if it's crocodile shit, then so be that. So be it. And I'll keep going so I've got some consistency. I'll keep going because this is bloody fun. You should try it. Oh dear. Over here. Just get some of that poop on there. It's not bad. I don't think I'm getting rust effects, so don't worry, watch this space. I might try a dabbity. Oh, that's a bit. I might get one of my dabbity dabbers out and see what happens, because I'm pretty good with that. But this is interesting. It's definitely coming up a treat. Well, I'm liking it. I can see where it's heading. Some of you are going, what the hell is he doing? Yeah, I can understand that. Part of my mind is thinking, what the hell is he doing? Yep. Yeah, I get you. Now, with that shiny thing there, why is that so shiny? It wouldn't be shiny. Get in there. Get rid of that shiny. Yeah. You see, you guys, some of you are thinking, this guy, look at he's an artistic genius. Look at it, it's just looking so amazing. No, this is what you do when you're not that good. You tend to do the shitty abstract stuff because you just pile the crap on. It doesn't matter what you do, it looks great. It's a smoke screen. Those who do, those who can't, yeah, they just do the shitty grungy stuff, and we look like geniuses, right? Genie eyes. That's starting to get there. Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, that's a bit too clean there. Get some more on there. Yeah. Dabbity dab. Get some on there. Yep. Oh, that's looking a bit yucky. Goldfinger. Yeah, I got that James Bond cut. Oh, that was for your eyes only. I got the for your eyes only James Bond cut. I need the Goldfinger. Do they have a Goldfinger one? They probably do. Yeah, so that's cool, but I'm not done. I do want it more rusty, so I'll figure out what to do, make it more rusty looking. So far, that's looking great, you know. Oh, I think I'm heading in the right direction. I do think so. I do think so. That's looking cool. What do you reckon? Oh, that is cool. I think enough's enough. What do you think? Yep, he's turned that to utter shit. Perfect job. Perfect job. Yeah. Good on your finger. Okie dokie, slot car adventurers. I am done with the painty paints. I got all my components done. Well, like this, I left this a nice bright copper. I think that'll be quite striking on top. That'll sit amongst it. That's gone all grungy. I've messed up my base. I'm going to glue on with stones and all sorts of stuff there. But see, when that sits there, the rust is sort of settling. Where does that go? Yeah, somewhere there. Oh, have I messed that up? Oh, it goes this way. There it is. Something like that. Yeah, the rust has settled and around there. And it's turned out pretty good. Pretty good for a finger painting job. This thing's all done. I'm going to glue these all back together now where applicable. Put it all together. And in just a few seconds, you're going to see the finished article. And then we can get on with things because there's a lot to do. Awesome. Okay, just a quick test. I've got the top section glued back together. I've plugged it in to make sure my lights are working. There you go, 6. And the flashing LED for the top. It's all happening. Looking great, I must say, if I do say so. Got to say a huge thank you to Ticket DJ Raceway for sending this through to me. Many thanks, mate. I've really enjoyed putting this one together, and I'm not lying. Overnight, this has come together, painted and everything, virtually overnight. It's mid-morning the following day, and I'm just about to pop this on the top and glue these guys into place. So it's pretty much done. I'll give you guys a look at the finished product in the next shot. Yeah, let's have a look at those lights again. And remember, with these you can adjust them. You can orient it any way you like. There's a little bit of movement. Yeah, I really like this. Probably one of Mag-Rack's better kits, I think. I really like these adjustable lights. I don't know if ultimately if it's just a gimmick, because really, well, no, that'll point the light and light up certain aspects of your scenery. Here's a challenge for all. Imagine having one of these where you can adjust it up this way as well. So you can go left to right, or my left, your right, I don't know. But then up and down as well. Wouldn't that be cool? Oh, they hate me now. They really do. And there's our finished light tower, complete with ground cover. Crocodile next to it for scale. Looking pretty cool. Love the signage. Love the detail up the top. Lights are all working. All good. Fantastic. So now we'll just put this aside for the moment and start working on, well, everything else. Okay, it's late Wednesday evening. I'm about to turn in for the night, and I've got not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4 separate diorama bases ready to go. I've taped off the edges, and I've been sketching away madly. So this piece joins on to there, like so. There's our lake. And this is going to be like a drainage thing going underneath the track. This sits over here, of course. That's the corner of the table. So first thing tomorrow morning, well, when everybody's awake, I'm going to fire up the jigsaw outside, and I'm going to cut out here, across here, and back here. And then on this one, same idea, across there, follow this around to here, follow this is the bank. I'll cut out this piece to sit in the middle, our light sits on there. And then with this adjoining piece. We'll continue on and cut this out. Now, I'm then going to flip them over, and with the piece cut out, I'm going to glue some cardboard onto the back so that we've already set it up to be at least 6 millimeters deep in our little water section. But with the plaster sheets, I'm going to sort of build up a bit of an embankment. I'm also going to use some of this packing cardboard to place along, we'll cut it up and place it here and there, and that'll help build up the embankment. But also this is where we'll stab it with the gum trees. It'll be, where will we? There'll be gum trees along here and then around here. This is where the frame is. Where else? Probably a couple here, we'll see. There'll be a fence here, and then this will be an embankment sort of just behind the guardrail fencing. Our frames over here, and then this is another light tower over here. This piece, spin that around, goes on the end there. So I'd like to make a bit of a mound here for some more gum trees on that side, then the light tower, and then we'll dress it up somehow. I'll make it up as I go. So I've actually got to create, as you can see, 4 individual diorama pieces that work together to create this one epic corner. Now, nothing here serves any purpose. It's pure window dressing. Other than the lights, of course, they'll light the area up, but it's all for fun. It's all for show. It's pure decoration. I think it's going to look really good. I might put some gum trees on that side as well, in the corner there, and here. A few rocks and pebbles. Yeah, it's going to be not too difficult to do. Just a lot of glue, a lot of intricate detail work. So I'm going to turn in now, folks. Tomorrow is Thursday morning. I don't know if I'm going to get this finished by Saturday night, let alone make the video. So we might do this in 2 parts. Might be 2 episodes, but we'll see how we go. If I get it in 1, great. But I definitely won't get all the detail. I've got like a little family koala bear thingies coming. They won't be here. I won't be doing the car hanging off, but I'll be putting everything basically in place in preparation for that. We'll do that in the coming weeks. Yeah, so I'll turn in now. We'll get up, we'll fire up the jigsaw. Let's hope it's not raining tomorrow. I really want to get this done and happening, but I suspect once we've got all these bits cut out, it should start coming together pretty quickly. It's not difficult to do. Well, folks, good night. See you in the morning. Beauty. Rightio, all the pieces have been cut out. This goes onto that one, like so. And then our little island fits in there, like so. Yeah, so as you can see, this will be our little under the track drain or flow through. Don't know the technical term for it. I'm not a drainage expert. No. And where was the other? We've got 2 other pieces here. This one's been cut out. That's the other side of the track there, if that makes sense. So that's all good. Now, what I've got to do at this point is I've got some card office supplies. Here we go. It's cardboard. And this has got this shiny glossy coating on one side, on the other it's pure card. I'm going to have this stuff face down. Do you want to figure out why? Because that will act as a seal on the cardboard. Remember last time when I tried all that watered down PVA? It just soaks straight through. So I'm assuming this will reduce that from happening. I'm going to glue this onto the back of these boards. I'm going to flip them over, glue this all in place, and then that will give us our little pool to pour the water effects when that's all ready. So we've got to glue this on, make our little swamp floor, and then we'll start looking at creating banks. So I've got offcuts that can be glued on. I've got this packing cardboard. We can cut that out and really go to town making little humps and hills and whatnot before we start laying over the plaster sheeting. That's going to be fun, and we'll really start to see this take shape. Man, this is a big project, but this is going to be fantastic. It's going to be a lot of fun, and without any delay, let's get cracking on this. Alright, I've just trimmed off the access, but there's our indentation there. It's dry, we flip it over. There we are. We have a nice sealed bottom of the little creek there, so when we pour our fake water in and it has cure time, it should contain it all nicely. I'll tape the edge when I do that to sort of contain that in there. What tape will I use? I might try some duct tape, because I think the masking tape, it's very papery and might soak straight through. Yeah, so we'll create some plaster. Well, I'm not too sure, I'm making this up as I go. But that's the effect. How cool is that? We'll paint in there to make it look like little drain holes going through under the track. It'll all be an illusion. And we'll do a slight couple of millimeters at a time to build the fake water up, so we get a look, sort of a depth kind of three-dimensional look. I'll follow what the guy at the store told me to do. Let's keep our fingers crossed that it turns out. Alright, onwards. Okay, I've got my pond base, the bottom of the pond drying, my pieces of card. Here's our island in the middle, which will have the... I'm just trying to figure out how to do this without getting super glue all over my finger. Let's position that. Oh, I got some. That's pretty good. That's heading north. I think we'll go about there. There we go. I'll just weight that down with the actual water we're going to use. Got my coffee, got my glue, and there we go. So that's our light island. Yep, that's going to hold it together. So I'm going to have to paint all this, and in doing so, hopefully it'll seal it, because we don't want this water dribbling away to nothing while it sets. I think it's a 24-hour cure time. Yeah, that's going to be fun, isn't it? So far, so good. Looking great. I've actually glued these two pieces together, so it'll be one big piece. I think it should be a lot easier. So now I'm going to plan all the raised bits and pieces. Awesome. And just throwing the light tower in there for the moment, there's just some perspective to give an idea what we're doing here. Should look pretty cool. Nice little corner feature. That'll throw plenty of light up. That should be great. Alright, enough gushing. Let's get on with the show. Alright folks, this is coming together. There's all the little elevations glued on in place. I think that will do it. Looking good. And this is the corner on the opposite side of the track, corner of the layout. Little creek inlet there. These will be used to put some of the gum trees, and that's the very corner of the layout behind the cage. But I think that's looking pretty cool. It's going to give it some shape and dimension. Another light tower going here. That'll be the Red Bull, the pretty coloured light tower opposite the Ferris wheel. So, gonna look pretty action-packed. Lots going on. And I'm ready to start doing the plaster sheets. So here we go. Before I get started cutting up this plaster sheeting and laying it in place, I'm gonna paint the base of this with some basic acrylic brown I got. Hopefully this will act to seal it somewhat, because we don't want the swamp draining, do we? Or do we? We don't want this swamp draining, that's for sure. So I'm just spreading that around. And I'm thinking we don't want it to sit perfectly flat. I've just squirted a lot of paint in there, so we'll keep these little contours. See how I'm doing that? It's sort of flowing in. Let's keep the flow going like that. Just leave that, let it dry as such. Now I'm going to overlay the plaster, of course, and then I'll have the darker shade at the centre. So I'm just going to do that. Yeah, I think this will help it along. It is a swamp, so murky brown I think is the way to go. We certainly don't want it pristine, do we? But I want to have these little ridges, so by the time that's below the water, it should look kind of cool. I'm going to need to drop some more paint in there, but as it dries it should seal up any little nooks and crannies, I'm hoping. And here we are, all painted, drying. So that'll be the dark. I'll probably go a bit darker, but that'll do as a base coat. And I've done this one over here as well. It'll get darker as it dries, but yeah, I'll muck around with having a sort of a dark center, and then it gets progressively lighter as it reaches out towards the bank. But the next step now is to start doing the plaster sheets. This is going to be great fun. So I've got some water in my paint roller tray. I've got my plaster sheet ready. I've got a ton of this stuff. I've got about 12 rolls, so for $60 off of Amazon. It's come from China, so it's a no brand cheap one, but I tell you what, no difference in quality between that and the other stuff I've used, the name brand stuff. So looks fine, but I'll let you know in a moment whether it's any good. Let's get cracking with this, eh? Alright, here comes our first one. Now this section, this is underneath the bridge overpass that goes between the cage and the chute. So I'm just gonna tease it up a bit. That's not too bad. Flatten that down. It's looking a bit too like there's a lump of cardboard under there. That's pretty good. Let's just squish it down in there. That's not bad. Alright, well, God, I'm going to need a bucket of water to wash my fingers every time. Anyway, we'll let that dry. Move on to the next one. And just like that, I am done. All the plastering complete. Turned out great. This stuff was very easy to work with. I'd say it's no different than any of the name brand stuff. So this was like 12 rolls for around $60 on Amazon, coming from China. Only took a week to get here. I'd highly recommend it, actually. No different than the name brand stuff. Works superbly, and I even did the other corner too. Look at that. All done. all done. There's our inlet. So just a matter of waiting for this all to dry. And I think what I'll do is I'll zip upstairs and get all the footage off this GoPro camera and start editing. That might be a jolly good idea. Then once this is fully cured, we'll come down, we'll start spreading PVA glue, we'll get sprinkling, maybe a bit more painting, put some signs in, plant some trees, put the alligators in place. The very last touch will be doing the realistic water. Yeah, this is the scary part. Anyway, I think we've done a great job. What do you reckon? That's going to look absolutely terrific, especially as the camera tracks the slot cars around this section of the raceway. You can picture the crocodiles. I nearly called them alligators. They're crocodiles. Crocodiles, these guys, great big things. So on that note, I'll head up and I'll see you back here when it's all dried and we can proceed to the next step. Awesome.
And now it's time for Wildman's Thought for the Day.
So today we thought we'd just have a little chat, a random chat.
Yeah, chat, like outside in the sunshine.
We don't know much, but it's just our thoughts and things. And
Thoughts for the day.
yeah, that's a wild man thing. Don't steal.
Oh no. Thoughts for the
Yeah.
My thought of the day goes out to Ian from Magnetic Racing. Yesterday, you tried to steal my spotlight, and Doug reminded you that was mine. So in the future, I hope you can control yourself and not use my spotlight again. Otherwise, I may have to feed you to Shane's crocodiles.
Oh, blimey, Doug. I'm glad you big crocodiles got me.
Thank you, Wildman, for that lovely thought for the day.
Oh, you don't want to upset the Wildman, fellas. He once beat up his own brother with a vacuum cleaner. Seriously. Oh, I'll tell you what, put a few extra packets of Chewits in his latest order before you send it to him. He'll be fine. Yeah, hot tip. Yeah, and this is not a ploy. Not at all. No. Okay, we have got ourselves a lovely supply of Scalex Trek guardrail. Now this batch here came from the wonderful Pat of Pat's Slots. Sent me all these leftover guardrail. It's in very good condition, look at that. And I also got a few more packs from Hobbyrama. Bought them out of it actually. You better get some more in Hobbyrama. So before we can install these new dioramas, I've got to fit some of this to the corners over there and over here. Also got to raise these corners up, bank them a little bit. And I might put some on this one too while we're at it. So that's something to experiment with next week as well. But folks, I think we're just about done. Let's go and have a quick little recap of what we've done so far. And good morning on this very fine Friday morning, folks. Well, I've appeared on Wildman's live stream this morning. I was painting and gluing while we were chatting. And here's what I've got so far. Folks, we're going to have to call it a day because I've edited everything so far and we're already up near 1 hour. So definitely going to have to turn this into a 2-part build because there's lots to do, and this is just this piece. We've got this piece to work on yet. So lots to do. The light is finished though. That's turned out terrific. I've started adding some detail in the swamp here. I've glued down some of this nice stuff. That's the medium ballast brown. I thought that might look cool there. I've put some dark green blotches, glued a few stones in place, big rock there. I've got to paint the detail of the drainage holes. So, well, I'll paint that dark grey. I'll take this tape off and paint that all like concrete, and then I'll paint dark drainage holes of what look like it. And this is all in preparation before applying the water effects. So all this will be, well, down there will be submerged amongst murky water. It should look quite good. I'm hoping it looks good. But that's all we can do for today. Thanks for sticking around. I think it's coming along wonderful. It is going to look amazing. So next week we'll see all the magic come together, all the fine details, and the rest of the crocodiliacs too. So folks, let's call it a day. Thanks for being here, and we'll see you next week on Hughes Garage Slot Car Adventures for part 2 and the conclusion of The Swamp. That's the colour I'm looking for. Perfect.